She's elbowing Lexie Hall in the face. This is Lexie Hall. You tell me if anything is wrong with Alyssa Thomas. Tell me. You tell more violence against Indiana players. The intense reactions. Thomas found it funny that she almost broke Lexie Hall. No, that she needs to be thrown out of the league after the Fever who got the last laugh. The comes just days after a group of Republican lawmakers waded into the WNBA controversy surrounding. Like, John Root was at the game yesterday, and John had insinuated. One person said Lexie should be used to it. What is this?
What if I was to tell you Alyssa Thomas had another incident against the Indiana Fever on another basketball player in another basketball game? That's the setup, and I get the instinct to lead with shock value. But let's just be straight about what actually happened before we react to it, because this genre lives and dies on how much it inflates a real story before you even see the footage.
Giving birth. I ain't lying to you. Everybody finna be talking about this story. I can damn near promise you. Let's head over to the Daily Mail and check this out. So it is, let me blow this all the way up because somebody said something about me not blowing it up all the way. I want to read this for you guys. It says WNBA star who punched Caitlin Clark in the throat caught in fresh violence. Controversy with the different Indiana Fever player. The WNBA player who was banned for punching Caitlin Clark.
Lexie Hull took an elbow to the face from Alyssa Thomas, started bleeding from the nose, and had to leave the floor to get it looked at. That part is completely real and confirmed. It happened Thursday night in the third quarter of the Fever Mercury rematch. Where I'll push back is on immediately labeling Thomas a serial abuser before we even look at what kind of play this actually was, because that's a very different conversation than the fist to the throat incident with Clark 2 weeks earlier.
After a group of Republican lawmakers waded into the WNBA controversy surrounding Thomas and Clark, 11 Republican members of Congress entered the fray to demand the WNBA commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, take accountability for the multiple attacks on Caitlin Clark. The congressmen and women who led by U.S. Representative August Plumfunger of Texas sent the letter to the commissioner, which we all know that made headlines, man. And yeah, man, for her to be doing.
The Daily Mail headline calls Thomas the WNBA star who punched Caitlin Clark in the throat, now caught in fresh violence controversy with a different Fever player. And look, headlines are built to make you click, but stacking these two incidents together in one sentence makes it sound like a pattern of the exact same behavior, when the actual details of what happened this time are meaningfully different.
Made that she needs to be thrown out of the league after the latest incident. Others though saw the play as an incidental contact with one nodding. Pop up, my bad, y'all. With one nodding, it's obvious that this was not on purpose. In the end, it was the Fever who got the last laugh. The game, the team run 92-89, but this is hard to forget.
The article notes this all comes less than 2 weeks after an incident that sparked a nationwide storm, accusations of racial profiling, and involvement from politicians. And that's not an exaggeration, that part is fully real. Republican members of Congress genuinely did get involved in this story, which tells you how far this has traveled beyond basketball at this point.
It was the Fever who got the last laugh. The game, the team run 92-89, but this is hard to forget.
Evanescence.
Oh no, man, we ain't looking at no ads, bro. We ain't looking at no ads, bro. Now the latest drama comes just days after a group of
The host calls out the trio Fever fans go over and beyond for Lexie Hull, Caitlin Clark, and Sophie Cunningham. And honestly, that's an accurate read of this fan base right now. These three have become the emotional core of how people watch this team, which is exactly why any hit on any one of them gets amplified into a bigger story than it might be for another roster.
Attentions. The rivalry continued on Thursday night when the Fever once again took on the Mercury. Caitlin Clark was not playing. We also did not see Caitlin Clark play due to her ongoing injury recovery. So this time, it was teammate on the other end. Now, this specific teammate.
Now here's the actual replay. Hull moves in as a defender, Thomas goes up into her shooting motion, and the elbow catches Hull square in the face. Watch it close. That's a bang-bang basketball play, not a targeted strike. It's a legitimately hard, ugly-looking collision, but the shape of the contact is completely different from a closed fist going to someone's throat.
Others, though, saw the play as an incidental contact with one nodding. Pop up, my bad, y'all. With one nodding, it's obvious that this was not on purpose. In the end, it was the Fever who got the last laugh. The game, the team run 92-89, but this is hard to forget.
Evanescence.
Oh no, man. We ain't looking at no ads, bro. We ain't looking at no ads, bro. Now, the latest drama comes just days after a group of
She laughed. I knew she laughed. This is the moment that's actually fueling the outrage more than the elbow itself. And it's real. It's on camera. Thomas is smiling at the free throw line, while Hull is getting looked at on the bench. That's a legitimate optics problem regardless of how the contact itself gets officiated, because a laugh right after bloodying someone's face is going to read badly no matter what the replay shows.
I remember when that happened. I was in the stands during that game. It was a very, very horrendous, horrific scene to watch. And what if I was to tell you she has another scene? What if I was to tell you that this young lady right here need to be counseled? Like, she need counseling for anger management or something, because this right here is beyond me. Now,
the article splits the reaction down the middle. Some believe it to be a simple basketball play. Others slam Thomas for yet more violence. And that's actually the most honest sentence in this whole piece. Two things can be true here. The contact itself can be a legal basketball play, and the laugh afterward can still be a bad look that fans are completely justified in being annoyed about.
Look like she might have pointed at Lexie Hall. What the hell? Let's get back to this article, man. So these are some of the photos here of the incident. So as you guys can see here, she's elbowing Lexie Hall in the face. This is Lexie Hall here. And she laughed. I knew she laughed. She's laughing about assaulting Lexie Hall.
Now, some of these fan comments go further than I'm willing to go with you, calling for Thomas to be checked out by a psychiatrist or diagnosing her as needing counseling. I'm not a doctor. None of these commenters are either. An armchair diagnosing a real person based on a few seconds of video isn't fair analysis, it's just pile-on. You can criticize the laugh and the pattern of physical incidents without pretending you know what's going on in somebody's head.
She's intentionally trying to hurt other players. She needs to she needs to be checked out by a psychiatrist. I told y'all, man, she needs some type of counseling or something. She's a very violent lady. A third claim made that she needs to be thrown out of the league after the latest incident. Others, though, saw the play as an incident.
Here's the part that actually matters basketball-wise. Officials reviewed this play in real time, unlike the Clark incident, and ruled it a legal basketball play, not a flagrant foul. The Fever didn't even complain about the call. And in the end, Indiana got the last laugh anyway, closing it out 92-89 on a pair of Sophie Cunningham free throws down the stretch.
And women, who led by U.S. Representative August Plumfunger of Texas, sent the letter to the commissioner, which we all know, that made headlines, man. And yeah, man, for her to be doing this again is crazy to me. And what's even more crazy is that people is not,
This part is completely real, and it's a bigger deal than most people realize. 11 Republican members of Congress, led by Texas Representative August Pfluger, sent a formal letter to WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert demanding accountability for what they called multiple attacks on Clark and floating possible Department of Justice and EOC involvement. The Fever's own organization said publicly they had zero contact with anyone in that congressional group before it went public. This genuinely escalated to Washington without the team's involvement.
We ain't looking at no ads, bro. We ain't looking at no ads, bro. Now, the latest drama comes just days after a group of Republican lawmakers waded into the WNBA controversy surrounding Thomas and Clark. 11 Republican members of Congress entered the fray to demand the WNBA commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, take accountability for the multiple attacks on Caitlin Clark, the congressmen and women who led by you.
Scroll the comments on any of these videos and you'll find people saying things like, Lexie should be used to it. And that's honestly the part that should bother you more than anything else in this story. Normalizing repeated physical contact against any player, on any team, isn't fandom. It's just numbness to a pattern that deserves real scrutiny instead of shrugging it off as business as usual.
Made that she needs to be thrown out of the league after the latest incident. Others though saw the play as an incidental contact with one nodding. Pop up, my bad, y'all. With one nodding, it's obvious that this was not on purpose. In the end, it was the Fever who got the last laugh. The team run 92-89, but this is hard to forget.